Hey guys! So to begin our Thor inspired makeup tutorial, I'm going to go in with my Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer. And I'm just applying that on my face with clean hands so that I don't transfer any bacteria onto my skin and make myself break out or anything like that. And this coconut smoothie primer is so hydrating, so it makes my skin feel really smooth and soft, and it also just smells amazing! Next I'm going to go in with my EX1 Invisiwear foundation in the shade F200, and I'm placing that all over my skin, just using dabbing motions with my beauty blender. And because I felt like the shade was a little too dark for my skin, I went in with my Maybelline Dream Pure BB Cream in the shade Light and applied that to the center of my face and also where my foundation met my neck, and I just placed that there to help it blend into one another a lot smoother than having a harsh line of defined foundation. And I just blended it in with my beauty blender, and I like to blend it into the center of my face to also highlight it because I won't be going in with any concealers or highlighters or anything on the center of my face. Next I'm going in with my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Medium Moen, and I'm placing that on my eyes and lids, and I'm blending that through with my beauty blender. I like this concealer because it hides any redness or discoloration on my eyes so that they're lovely and neutral to help the shadows stand out a lot more. To set that concealer in place and also highlight the center of my face, I'm going to go in with my NYX contour kit and use that yellow shade, and I think it's in the shade Cream, I believe. It's just a yellow powder. And I'm setting my concealer with that and also highlighting the center of my face like I said. Next, for my favorite part, the eyes, I'm going to go in with my 350 Morphe Palette and this soft brown shade from the palette and just place that in and out in my crease with my fluffy crease brush. I'm using this as a transition shade to help the other colors that I apply on top blend in a lot easier. Next, I'm going to go in with Poolside by Makeup Geek, and I'm placing that with the same fluffy crease brush right over top of that soft brown shade, blending that through, making sure that the brown and the blue blend in softly together. And I'm using the soft blue as like a transition shade for the deeper blues that I apply over the top as well. Next, I'm going to go in with Neptune and a petite crease brush. I'm placing Neptune right through the crease, and I'm making sure most of the product is focused on the outer corner and blending whatever's left towards the inner corner. And I'm just also slightly bringing that towards my outer V as well, just slightly deepening it up, getting it ready for the darker shade that we apply on next. I'm also blending Neptune up into Poolside, so I'm blending it up slightly, not too far, just a little bit, and just making sure that you don't know where Neptune begins and Poolside ends so that they have a seamless blend. Then I'm going to go in with that soft fluffy crease brush from the beginning, and with a little bit of Poolside I'm just blending out Neptune ever so slightly just to make sure it's a nice blown out smoky eye. Next I'm going in with this gorgeous deep ocean blue, and I'm placing that with a pencil brush in the crease and outer corner. I feel like this blue perfectly matches Thor's outfit because it's such a shimmery, really deep oceany coloured blue, and I feel like that really ties in well with what he was wearing with his deep blues and silvers and reds and things like that. So I felt like this blue perfectly matched his costume, and I feel like it just really brought the look together. I absolutely love this colour, and I'm just placing a little bit at a time and building it up so it's a lot easier to blend in. So what I do is I pack the product with the tip of the brush, and then I'm using the side bristles to blend out that blue so that it's nice and clean. It's a nice clean blend. It's very soft and smoky. I'm making sure to angle the shadow upwards towards the tail of my brow so it creates a nice lifted effect to the eyes rather than having the shadow angled downwards, making your eyes droop. And to make it even more softer, I'm just going in with a bit of Neptune on the petite crease brush and blending that through, and then I'll go in with that very first fluffy crease brush and a bit of Poolside, and making sure to make a really nice blown out smoky eye. I'll just run that over top just to create a very soft blown out look. Once you've got it nice and smoky, we're going to go in and carve out the inner part of the eye. So grab some concealer and a concealer brush, and I just start carving it out. And I'm also covering up any of that blue eyeshadow that's gotten onto the lid, so I'm creating a nice blank canvas for the shadows that we apply over the top so that they show through a lot more cleaner and true to their colour. So if you guys like me may have gotten some of the blue on your lid, now's the time to go through and just clean it up, carve out the inner part of your eye, only bring it about 2/3 of the way, keeping the outer part of the eye very deep, very bluey and very deep. Then I'm going to go in with this white bone coloured shade from my 350 palette and just patting that on, setting that concealer in place and creating a nice white canvas so that the colours that we apply on top show true to their colour. Next I'm going with this black shade from my 35W palette, and I'm going in with the same pencil brush and just packing that on right in the outer V and bringing that slightly through the crease, only about like just under 2/3 of the way. And I'm just adding a little bit at a time and blending it through, and I'll use the side bristles of the brush again like I did before and just blend out that black so it's nice and seamless. And I'll go in with that deep blue again and blend that through into the white so that there's a nice transition from white to blue to black. And I'll also run some of that blue through the crease as well to blend out the black ever so slightly more. Then I'll go in with Neptune and blend that through the crease as well, and I'll go back in with Poolside and blend that as well, just to create a very soft smoky eye. So we're just trying to make sure that we blend as we go so that it creates a very soft smoky look. Next I'm grabbing this gorgeous silvery shimmery shade from my 35W Morphe palette, and I'm placing that on top of that white shade that we placed down before, and I'm just packing that on, creating a nice even placement across the whole inner part of the lid so that it's nice and pigmented. And then once I've placed that silvery shadow on, I'm going to go in with this gorgeous Cosmetics eye shimmer in the shade Diamond, and I'm just going to place that on with a flat brush just to create a nice shimmery lid. I'm making sure to just pack that on the white part of the eye, and I'll use whatever's left on the brush and just kind of blend the silvery shade into the blue so it's a nice transition, like I said, from blue into the silvery shimmery shade. I love this color because it's such a beautiful pigment. It really is just like a nice little shimmer, a bit of glitter to the lid, and I just feel it really ties the look together and gives it a bit of glam. So I really love this eye shimmer, and I'm keeping it nice and carved out on the lid. I don't want it to be I don't want the shimmer to take away from that nice carved inner corner, so I'm making sure to keep it true to that carving shape. And I'll go back in with some of that blue and just kind of wiggle it where the white and the blue meet to blend it in a little bit further. And I'll go back in with some of that silvery pigment and just use little patting motions and a very little bit of product and just pat that on where the blue meets the silver to help that blend through as well. Next I'm going to go in with Pegasus and Whimsical, and I'm placing that on the inner corner of my eye for a little bit of like a baby blue toned inner corner. It's gorgeous. I really loved it. Highlighted the inner corner really well, and I'm bringing that inner corner highlight just up towards where that deep blue is so that they meet together and it's a nice transition from the deep blue into the inner corner highlight. And I'll also place some of that underneath my lash line as well, just on the inner corner. Then I'm going to go in with my favorite mascara. You guys can use whatever mascara you have at home and coat your lashes really well. And then if you have a bit of that fallout on your lashes from the silver pigment, just place some mascara to cover any of that up. Next for lashes, I'm going in with my House of Lashes Iconics, and they've really brought this look together, girl. I absolutely love it. They just create a nice little cat eye, bit of drama to the look. Oh, it's my everything right now. It's so gorgeous. Next for the Bomb Lash Line, I'm grabbing that soft brown shade that we used at the very beginning and that petite crease brush. I'm just wiggling that product underneath my lash line for a nice transition color to help the other shadows transition into one another a lot more seamlessly. Then I'm just placing some black eye kohl on my waterline to create a nice defined waterline and lash line. Then I'm going in with that Ready Peachy shade from the 350 palette and placing that underneath my lash line with my pencil brush, keeping it nice and close to the lashes. This is going to be another transition colour for the red to blend into. Next I'm going in with the red shade from my Sugarpill Burning Hearts palette, and I'm wiggling that product really closely to my lash line, so it's going to be nice and tight, so when I blend it out it won't blend down too far. And I'm keeping most of the product on the outer corner and blending whatever's left towards the inner corner, and then I go back in with that more defined brush and some of that red shade, and I just wiggle that product nice and closely, bringing that red colour back because I want it to be really vibrant. Next I'm going in with Whimsical by Makeup Geek and placing that on the inner corner of my eye, like not where the blue is, just below the lash line, So I'm blending from the soft baby blue that we created into Whimsical, which is like a pinky shade, into the red. So it's a nice transition for all those colours. And I wanted a really light inner corner, so it accentuated that cat eye look. Next I'm going in with some bottom lash mascara, and those are the finished eyes. Almost! I had you there! Next I'm going to go in with the lightning bolt. So to create the lightning bolt, I go in with a white eye kohl and just map out the shape that I want. And because my camera cut out, sorry, I didn't get to like record going over that lightning bolt with the white liquid liner. So basically all I did was just this, I just went over it and I just basically made it nice and dark. And I wanted the lightning strike to be really sharp, so I flicked the liquid liner so on the end it was like a nice flick so that it looks more sharp and like a lightning bolt. And to set that liquid liner in place, I just go over it with some white eyeshadow. Next, I go in with this PEGASUS eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, and I just place that here and there over the lightning bolt just to create that really lightning bolt effect, because you know when you see the lightning bolt in Thor, it's got a blue tinge to it, so I wanted to recreate that, and I really recommend this step because it really did make it look more like a lightning bolt. I really loved how it turned out. So next for contouring, I'm going to go in with my NYX contour kit, and I grabbed the tan shade from that kit. It's a nice warm brown, and with my blush brush, it's the contour brush, I'm going to go in and just contour and bronze up my face a little bit. So I go in and bronze up my cheekbones, the sides of my temples, forehead, jawline, and also bring that down my neck as well to bronze it up a little bit. And to create a more accentuated, very defined jawline, I go in with Sculpt from my contour kit, and I just place that with a fan brush very closely to my hairline and blend whatever's left towards the corner of my mouth to create a nice deep contour, because I know Chris Hemsworth has a really defined jawline, and I was like definitely going to recreate that. I love a defined contour. Is it Chris Hemsworth or Liam Hemsworth? I think it's Chris. Then I go in with a fluffy blender brush and some of that Sculpt shade, and I just contour out my nose so it gives a bit of definition back to the nose and the face. Next I'm going in for highlight, so I grab that Nectar shade. It's like a peachy, like pinky kind of natural highlight, and I place that on all the high points of my face, so my cheekbones, the top of my brow bone, and I create a nice little C shape from the tail of my brow to the high point of my cheekbone, so it really accentuates and lifts the face. Then I also highlight the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow as well. I love a poppin' Cupid's bow, so I really went hard out on the Cupid's bow. But otherwise, yeah, that's where I highlighted. Next I'm going in for blush, and I didn't want anything too extravagant because it is Chris Hemsworth and he was more like bronzy than like had a bit of colour. So I went in with this like soft browny shimmery shade with like a soft like pinkish tone to it, and I just added a bit of colour to the contours of my face. I went in with my beauty blender just to like blend it out so it's a really natural kind of colour to the cheeks, and it also helps it melt into the skin a lot more. Then because I wanted a really intense highlight, because this is a costume look or like a very intense eye look, I want an intense highlight, so I just basically placed Mary Lou all over the places that I highlighted before, just to create a very intense highlight on those places and give a lot of lift to the face. Then I also went in and highlighted my brow bone very softly just under the arch, and I went back in with a fluffy crease brush and some of that Poolside and just blended out that highlight so there wasn't any like a harsh strip, it was just blended in nicely. Then to set all that makeup in place, I go in with my Skindinavia finishing spray and I set the makeup in place. Next I'm going to go in and do my lips. So I'm using my Zoeva Pure Velour lipstick in, I think it's Clear Message. It's a gorgeous like natural nude shade with a hint of like an undertone of peach to it. I'm just placing that on my lips for my lip colour. And it dries nice and matte, so girl, it'll be stuck all day. It's very, very good. Then I go back in and set all my makeup in place again so that I know that it won't move throughout the day. And that is the face look done. That is basically the whole makeup look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to give me a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe down below and join my YouTube fan band. I hope to see you guys in my next tutorial. And yeah, have an awesome day, guys. I love you so, so much. Bye.